Keira Tidewake inhaled her very first breath on a papaya gold morning, 24 August 1999, inside a weather-worn clapboard bungalow perched on bay barnacle palings above the jade mirror of Alabama's Dauphin Island Sound. Outside, a laughing gull wagged circles over tide ripples, and her mother, a road-roving rhythm soul cornet who keeps pressed jasmine petals tucked in her valvole rag, coaxed a sleepy four-note riff that made Nick enamel mugs clink approval on their show. Her father, a lighthouse relay mechanic known for doodling cloud pelicans on spare fuse cards, bit close until their freckles blended and promised a newborn that pier chatter, hallway mutters, and store racks, pausing at 14, would always back away for anyone ready to live full fame in her own outline. Curves have danced through the Tidewake family tree as faithfully as warm loop current fingers slip beneath Gulf silk. So nobody blinked when baby Keira tore her second cotton swaddle before the kettle sighed. Granny Seabell threaded shrimp net twine through the rips, patched the gaps with carnival kite cloth, and said extra fabric cost cents. Flattening a sunrise cost fortunes. Grade school hallways smelled of cedar shavings, pecan pie steam sneaking from the lunch hatch, and brine gusting past crooked louvers. Keira already stood half a head taller than her desk mates, eclipsing the projector beam whenever she traced sea turtle corridors on the pull-down atlas. One drizzly recess, two classmates hop-skipped chalk boxes chanting "push barge" each time her neon boots smacked pavement. That twilight she patrolled the rack line, scooped soda caps polished pearl by surf, threaded them on fishing leaders, stitched the rattling strand down her seafoam hoodie, and walked into homeroom at dawn, scattering prism freckles across salt-stained ceiling tiles. A substitute aide caught 8 shaky seconds on a prepaid flip phone, posted the sparkle to a newborn video nook, and by lunch, 15,000 strangers saluted the girl who welded teasing into lighthouse radiance. Hero pencil when lilac promised beside subtraction drills, clouds crowd only until you flashed them bright, and meant every word. Weekend dawns belonged to the pier, where her mother's cornet spirals mixed with diesel coughs from shrimp boats, skillet pops from hush puppy stands, and gulls bargaining for mullet scraps. Ready-made jeans jammed at Keira's thighs, so she swapped tip jar quarters for sun-bleached gill net, unraveled it into rope, crocheted high-rise swords, misted them with squinting gull silhouettes, then posed at Tangerine Sunset against rust-striped bollards while her cousin snapped grainy frames. Each image drifted into an online diary tagged Lantern Drift the very week a shiny photo app fluttered across patchy island service. Captions toggled between dock slang and clear truths like curves anchor wind steadier than sea walls. 2 months before 16 Candles, 56,000 unseen hearts tapped hearts beneath every mango frame, proof glowing rectangles hush cafeteria razors faster than any coach whistle. A Barrier Marsh scholarship carried her east to Florida State's coastal labs. Daylight vanished inside wave tunnel basins. Nights belonged to a 24-hour pastel beignet truck, glowing neon guava under moss-drapped oaks. The heat lamp doubled as ring light. Between sugar orders, Keira filmed 90-second reels, folding parchment into seagrass barrettes while decoding dart rotation in half, lecture zip, and half shoreline hush. Unupload layered bottlenose clicks under lo-fi shuffle while she chain-stitched reflective anchor braid through thrift denim. 47 hours later, the counter skipped past 1.3 million. Gulf Sun-style pages crowned her the beignet couturier, yet every sponsored deck froze at size 16. She stored each proposal in a folder marked shrinking nets, brushed cinnamon dust from her cuff, and handed the next sailor a cone of powder delight, with sunrise bright in her grin. Her Carrying Readiness Week landed an email carrying the Columbia Sportswear Compass. They invited her to co-design a spray shell capsule dubbed Saltgrass Pulse. Keira replied with 3 Purephone terms. Patterns must reach 60-inch hips. Half the crew hired from community college fashion tracks, 10% of net profit pledged to resurrecting coastal eelgrass from Pensacola to Port Isabel. Columbia signed before dawn, tinted lab beakers quarrel. The shoe unfurled on a tide-smoothed sandbar where snowy plover chicks dotted commas across damp quartz. She guided paddleboarders of every outline across glass ripples, while a drone carved gentle infinity ribbons overhead, and when the lookbook went live, every extended-size jacket vanished in 41 hours across 33 nations. Lantern Drift popped beyond 700,000 lantern icons. This feels like the right moment to nudge you, friend. If the button just above my voice is still blazing red, give it a quick tap and let it turn restful gray. That single press locks your rail space so next week's story coasts straight into your feed before any algorithm sweep can whisk it away. And once you tap, drift down to the description where a modest doorway labeled Love Compass waits with tested steps for sparking genuine attraction. Spotlight Shimmer always lures, rumor goes. A clickbait vlog claimed Keira tucked rigid plates around her waist beneath saltgrass shells. Dawn found her paddling a driftwood board past eelgrass ribbons, bare feet planted in linen shorts and sports bra, tracing each silver stretch stripe with crushed hibiscus powder while her mother's cornet barked a sunrise groove, raw enough to freeze pelicans mid-wing. 10 million viewers reposted the proof, brushing future dust across their own curves until gossip slid quiet beneath slack tide. I made wages, braided with capsule royalties and spun into Harbor Wind Velvet, a cloud-soft body butter swirling spruce tip custard, lime blossom oil, and mica sparks that glow seashell white in any flash. 19,000 tins cooled on her father's chart desk, lids tied with braided crab trap rope. Each tag stamp moisturized your horizon. Stock vanished in 82 minutes, lifting $198,000. 20% seeded Beacon grants dispatching industrial surgers and hydrophones to plus-size teens in shoreline schools from Gulf Shores to Galveston. 8 months later, 38 Beacon teams live-streamed a floating fashion and dolphin song gala aboard a repurposed shrimp scow, strung with solar lanterns, dawn colors spilling into classrooms from Kingston to Kyoto. Mobile War Fashion Night birthed fresh jetty legend. A backstage vent sliced her sapphire mesh gown hip to knee 80 heartbeats before runway. Keira ripped neon dock rope from a light brace, laced the wound like boot hooks, and walked the planks as if the splice had glimmered in every sketch. Camera shutters cracked like kettle corn. Vogue Coast named the rescue rope Cadence, and another million lantern sparks flared before brass horns warmed the mouthpiece. Noise fluttered back when a former aide leaked clip emails hinting she demanded oyster tower spreads and chauffeured airboats for her rescue dolphin lyric. She posted the chain uncut, refillable water urns, lentil stew for crew, caption screens for deaf stylists, then funneled that month's affiliate tide, $136,000 into biodegradable trap pilots off base, saying fans echoed her marsh mantra, receipts shine brighter than rumor grit until whispers flattened like tide pool sand. Family keeps her keel true. Twice each month she streams Porchline Groove. Mom folds soulful curls beside a propane griddle. Dad recites cloud haiku. Keira flips thrift denim while Lyric wiggles bubble rings in a splash tub. One session peaked at 9 million watchers when the dolphin sneezed glitter onto the camera lens. A marine refuge now sponsors every stream, tagging rehabilitated dolphins with solar beacons powered by Harbor Wind Velvet sails. Cream revenue skimmed beyond 12 million before Solstice 2. She leased a dormant oyster shed, carved skylights through corrugated tin, hired furloughed deckhands, plus design grads to whip custard and knot lids during midday funk breaks. Auditors begged shrink seals. She repeated Granny Siebel's line. Fingers safeguard stories longer than plastic clamps, and rope ties remained. Her feed wears Honest Sky. Mangrove frame portraits share scroll space with beignet truck selfies, captioned Same Sky, Different Tide. She posts breath loops recorded in blue grottos, printable resilient sheets in English and Choctaw, therapy voucher codes tucked 3 swipes down. 193,000 readers call her shoreline candor their first calm harbor. Community glow rides twirl beneath crushed shell confetti. Hundreds cruise sunset causeways wearing Harbor Wind Velvet on collarbones, LED seagrass tassels spinning from spokes. Ticket funds fuel beacon grants and lift snorkel rigs that cradle wheelchair adventurers over Crystal Springs. Chowder shacks simmer late. Redfish stew bowls jump 15% on ride nights. Keira pedals lead on a vintage cruiser with Lyric plush strap 4, pausing to retie any rider's drifting lace. She is polishing currents, keep names for 11 language shells next spring, while a documentary team shadows her dream to weld retired buoy chains into Roman's maker labs for Barrier is Island schools. Puma's Wide Wave lantern sneaker debuts next quarter, threaded with reflective rope, cushioned by algae foam, steering 10% profit into Beacon nurseries hugging the golfer. Second call flows with the tide. If you like this voyage but left subscribe still blazing, smooth it to gray now. One fingertip guarantees next week's surge. Reaches you before any algorithm eddy meddles. And remember that love compass link is ready whenever your heart longs for clearer bearings. Storm season leans towards slack water. Fresh velvet tints, beacon portals, tonight's Porchline playlist, and that confidence map mini swear by lie below this video. Free as salt wind. Or if the soda cap hoodie shimmer, rope lace gown rescue, or lyric glitter sneeze sparked even half a grin, hit like, share your brightest ripple in the comments, and send this story to a friend whose sails hang slack. Every curve steers currents. Every scar refracts lighthouse beams, and the shore bows to anyone bold enough to plant boots on the pier and greet tomorrow, eyes bright. Final sigh before lanterns dim. Subscribe on this breath, claim your rail, open that love compass in the description, and meet me on the next Rising Swell when a brand new tale flickers beyond the breakers and courage calls your name again.